Hello, Bucks fans. This is Real Bucks Talk back again with another video. And as you see there on the screen, wanted to talk about the Buccaneers offense and how Dave Canales is adjusting, adapting the offense. He has definitely improved some things, but there's also some tendencies that are reoccurring, week to week that need to improve. And especially, I want to talk about his tendency to play for third down. I think there's too much of run, and then pass on third down, and you're setting up these situations where it's becoming third and long, third and six or more. And that's something that's hurting your offense. So I think he understands that, the pass game does work on first down. And I think that is something that he's got to continue to hone in on and understand that his run game is just not built to be consistent right now, to pick up these yards on second down and 10 when you don't gain any yards on first down. So there's got to be a more better approach as far as being aggressive and understanding that you don't have to get to third down. You can get a first down on first or second down. So really just want to dive into this. I think again the offense is making strides. I think execution, the mentality, we saw it last week, right? Let's go to the stats from last week's game. I mean, they had 21 first downs, again, solid. 10 passing first downs, 8 rushing, 3 from penalties. But look at this number. I mean, 3 of 13 on third down. And again, it's too many third down attempts. Like, you got to find ways to get first downs on first down and be a little bit more aggressive, when it comes to the yards. And I mean, you look at the yards, I mean, difference. I mean, look at that, 332 yards for the Bucs offense, 496 for Houston. Now, granted, a lot of that came through the passing game, but and also look at that number, 5.3 yards per play, 8 for Houston. That is nuts. And you look at the yards per pass, that's not bad, almost 8 yards per pass. That's pretty good, for the Buccaneers offense. But right here, 2.6 yards per rush, that's not going to cut it. Even though the running game did look better at times, I think, especially with Rashad White and how he ran the ball, 81 yards on 31 attempts, still not there. So there's a lot of things where he can clean it up as far as processing. When you look at the plays, even the first drive. So you look at the first drive, first and 10, after the turnover, that was great. Let me see if I can zoom. Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit, so you guys can see. There we go. But yeah, I mean, first and 10, you do a great job of selling, a little play action pop pass, to K Dotton. Um, and again, you get a nice gain, 24 yards. And then right back to the run on first and 10, and it goes nowhere. So that hurts you. And, you set up on second and 10, you try to get an outlet pass to K Dotton, incomplete. And then all of a sudden you're right at third and 10 again, and you have to settle for a field goal because again, some of that process just needs to be a little bit more aggressive and understanding that, you just completed a pass for 24 yards. Let's continue to dial that up, continue to utilize that and find ways, even like a half, a screenplay or something to get guys in space, to get yards. You have to get more production on first down, and also second down as well to avoid these third and longs. I mean, even the drives where they did score, you look at it here. Again, you start off with a big play, passing play to Rashad White, 33 yards. Um, Again, positive run on first down, you get 4. But then the second and 6, again, I understand you're trying to set up third and short, which is fine. You end up converting, but and then here, first 10, run to Keyshawn Vaughn, sets up a second and 9. This is where I have an issue. The back-to-back runs, especially when the production hasn't been good, with your backup running backs at all, and you set up a third and 8 situation where you had to get a penalty on the defense to move the chains. So that hurts you. And Again, first 10, first down and 10, solid run for Rashad White. You get 4 yards. Second and 6, incomplete pass. Again, and then it ends up being third and 16 because of a holding. So again, that's not a bad process there on the second and sixth throw. But you got to find ways to avoid these third downs. So I think just finding ways to be a little bit more aggressive, especially on the early downs, setting up the run via the pass. I think that's how it has to play out. Again, they end up scoring, which is great. You get the touchdown. But I mean, just looking at some of their other drives, again, here's an example. First down run, you only get 2 yards. The second and 8 should have been converted, but you get an offensive, pass interference call against Mike. And then, looking at the second and 18 run, like you can't do that. That's just not going to work. Basically gives you no chance to, convert that down in distance as far as the whole drive goes. Ends up being a punt. Um, and then you look at their other drive here, again, setting it up with the passing game. First and 10 pass for 16 yards, sets up the run game. You get a nice run. But again, first and 10 run, you get 3 yards. Okay. But then another run on second and 7. Just can't have that because you're setting yourself up for difficult situations on third down with third and 7. Even though it was converted, we end up scoring great, but that process has to be better with you just can't have those back to back run plays. Um, unless the game is like really in your control and you're just running out the clock, I understand it. But this is my biggest pet peeve of this last week's game, besides the defense, obviously. But right here, three straight targets to Keyshawn Vaughn. Like that just can't take place. Like you have to be better understanding your personnel, understand what has been working. So I think that's the next step for Dave Canales and his growth and understanding what needs to take place. Just looking through these drives, again, now this here you had three straight passes, which isn't bad. I like that. Um, but yeah, you got to find a way, to make these plays. And again, being aggressive on first and 10, I think that's where his next step comes in. Um, but you got to get more production, continuing to be in these third and long situations, even though that one picked up by a penalty, ends up again being in a field goal because you didn't get anything on first down, and then you try to run it on second and 10. So there's got to be better sequencing. Obviously, the execution matters as well. That has to take place. But I think just those back-to-back runs, just pretty much playing for third down, that's something that has to improve. Especially starting this week against the Titans, where it needs to be improved. And again, um, yeah, here's another one. Again, setting up for third and long, got no chance, and it just ends up being a punt. So stuff like that, little things, definitely can be improved. So just hopefully the process continues to get better. The execution is starting to pick up for this offense, and hopefully they can put it more together this week against Tennessee Titans and find a way to get over 20 points once again and help their team have a chance to win this week and in this losing streak that has been happening. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Be sure to hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts. Are the Buccaneers just playing for third down way too much? In my opinion, they are. And that is something that needs to change, especially for the Bucs offensive coordinator Dave Canales and this offense to grow as a unit going forward. Hopefully that takes place. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until the next one.